Good afternoon, everyone. From all of us here at Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute, I'd like to welcome you to this live stream from the David Rubenstein family giant panda habitat. My name is Marty, and I'm one of the animal keepers that gets to take care of these amazing animals. We have 3 giant pandas here. We have our adult male, Tian Tian. We have the adult female, Mei Xiong, and they are both parents of our newest animal, Xiao Qi Ji, who is the cub and sort of the star of today's show. We know that this has been a pretty difficult time for everyone, and we hope that you all have been able to find some joy and happiness and some calm and some good feelings around the birth of this amazing animal. And I know that I personally have been able to take some comfort in being here and being around this animal. So we hope that you all are feeling the same way. And we also want to thank all of you for your support. We've been getting a lot of great messages and a lot of feedback from you all that this is something that you all are so interested in. And we find that to be really amazing. And it's a good feeling for us to know that we're making that impact on you guys. Before we get up close with Xiao Qi Ji, we're going to do a quick tour of the Panda House. That'll include our Panda Cam room and the entire building. And then I will be answering a few questions that we got sort of sent to us beforehand. And so it is my pleasure to introduce you all to Mariel, who will be doing the tour of the building.
Thanks, Marty. 2 million people have tuned into the Panda Cam since Xiao Qi Ji was born this past August. I'm so excited to give you an inside look at our Panda Cam operations. As you can see behind me, there are a lot of screens in this room. We have 41 high-definition cameras that cover every inch of the panda's indoor and outdoor habitat. The zoo's panda staff and our specialty trained volunteers conduct behavior research on our giant pandas using all of these cams. Usually our volunteers are here on site in this room conducting their research on the giant pandas, but in order to keep everyone safe, they are monitoring the pandas remotely using the Panda Cams online, just like you at home. Since our team is here caring for the giant pandas, we are not able to move the cameras as often as our volunteers have done in the past when they are on site. Most of our cams are able to be moved around with a specialty joystick. This allows us to pan around the enclosure so we can follow the bears, as well as zoom in and out. Our cams also have audio so that we can listen and you can listen at home to the sounds that the giant pandas are making. Now I'm going to take you on a behind-the-scenes tour of the giant panda house. The first stop on our tour is the bamboo shed. Here we pull and weigh fresh bamboo 3 times a day to give a steady supply to our pandas. Over the course of the day, and pending the time of year, they eat between 50 and 100 pounds. In addition to bamboo, we hide nutritious biscuits, fruits, and vegetables in different types of enrichment to make mealtime interesting. For most of the day, our pandas can choose whether they want to spend time inside or outside. We have a series of chutes for them to safely move from one space to another. Right now, cub Xiao Qi Ji stays inside, but he'll start venturing outdoors with mother Mei Xiong soon. Although we are never in the same space as the adult giant pandas, we regularly interact with them in the secure area between their indoor and outdoor habitats. This is where we conduct most of our training and veterinary procedures. The pandas, like all animals at the zoo, are given the opportunity to voluntarily participate in their own care and training and receive rewards for doing so. Every Friday, Tian Tian participates in a laser therapy session to help with his joints. His favorite treat is honey water. When Mei Xiong and Tian Tian are in their outdoor yards, we start cleaning and refreshing their indoor enclosures. This is one of Mei Xiong and Xiao Qi Ji's spaces that you may recognize if you've been watching the Panda Cam lately. You'll notice rockwork, places to climb, and plenty of bamboo. Each room has several cameras, so we always have a good view no matter where they are. Next to Mei Xiong's indoor habitat is her den where she's given birth to all her cubs. In the wild, giant pandas give birth in small, dark dens. In China's Wulong Reserve, pandas are known to make their dens in large trees with a diameter of about 3 feet. Where there aren't any trees, pandas den in caves. As zookeepers, We strive to recreate these conditions for Meixiang so she can comfortably raise her cub. Thanks for joining me on this behind-the-scenes look of the giant panda habitat. Be sure to stay up to date with our giant panda family by tuning into the Panda Cam.
Thanks, Mary, for that great tour of the giant panda house. Now I'm going to answer a few of the amazing questions we've gotten from our panda community.
Is Xiao Qi Ji okay when he takes a tumble? Or when Meixiang moves him around?
Well, that's a really great question. First, let me just say Meixiang is a fantastic mother. She would never do anything that would hurt him. So any interactions you see between Meixiang and Xiao Qi Ji are totally natural and totally normal and are what Mei has done with every cub that she's had before. The primary things that you're seeing are either her moving him around. She might either do that by scruffing him, which you would see your cat at home do if they had kittens, or she'll put him on the floor and kind of push him along. Both of those behaviors are actually starting to wind down. As he gets older and is able to move around more, it's less likely that she needs to move him around. So we've been seeing that less and less. The other behavior that we've been seeing is play behavior. And that's very normal. It'll involve Meixiang nipping at him, maybe swatting at him a little bit, and you're going to notice that he's doing it back to her. It's an opportunity for him to learn, how do I interact with other pandas? How do I nip? How do I swat? All of those things are important for him. And in fact, if you remember, his brother Bebe used to routinely fall out of trees or fall off the mountain, and he would pop right back up and keep moving. Panda cubs are incredibly tough, durable animals. He has incredibly dense bones. He's got very thick fur. There's nothing about him that's going to get hurt when he's doing these things.
What's your favorite thing about Xiao Qi Ji?
Well, that's another really great question. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm sure every one of you would love to be doing this, but getting to play with him is an amazing experience. This is now my third panda cub. I was here for his sister Bao Bao and his brother Bebe, but I'm not taking for granted that I get to do it again with this guy. It is a lot of fun having him chase us around a little bit, want to kind of play with us, looking for us. When we come into the enclosure, he might come out of the den to see what we're doing. That's my favorite part, is that sort of one-on-one interaction with this amazing animal that, we were realizing that there's only about 10 of us right now that get to do this. So it's a pretty amazing experience, both personally and professionally, but it's also important for him to get to build those bonds with his staff so that he wants to be around us, he wants to see us, and that helps us to be better caretakers for him.
How do I get your job and become a zookeeper?
My personal story is that I loved animals as a kid, and I knew right from the beginning that I wanted to work with animals. Right after college, I got an internship working at a small zoo on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and that's where I got my experience. I found it to be exactly what I wanted, and I realized that internship is kind of what led to me being able to get a job. Most zoos have moved to wanting a bachelor's degree in an animal science, so something like biology, animal science, even psychology if you're working with great apes. But you also need that experience, so you can volunteer, you can find internships. Lots of zoos do that, including our zoo. One way that you can get started in your journey towards being a keeper is by reading books. You can check out the zoo's website. You can play the mobile game, Zoo Guardians. You can also check out our free web series on careers in STEAM. Those are great resources to kind of help you on that first step in figuring out whether this is a career that you want. So I would encourage you, if you're really interested in this, to make sure that you go to school, you get that degree, you get that experience through a volunteer internship, or you kind of go through some of those resources I just laid out. Well, everyone, it's almost time to go with Xiao Qi Ji. I know you're as excited as I am. But let's take a quick look at his life up till now, and I'll see you guys in a minute. So everyone, here we are. This is Xiao Qi Ji, and we're so excited for you all to be here to see him. He's just sitting here playing on a little toy that we have for him. It's one of his favorite things to do. We actually have a few different items that he loves to play with, so we brought a bunch of them in here to see what he wants. We actually just woke him up from a nap, so you might see a bunch of yawning. He might track asleep. But he's usually pretty good at this time of day. He likes coming out, seeing what's going on in the world. Right, bud? What are you doing? So one of the things we've actually started with him is offering a little bit of the foods that he'll get as he gets older. So we start with cooked sweet potato. It's nice and soft. It's easy for him to eat. So I'll just put a little bit of it here on the toy for him if he decides that he wants to come over and eat it. Ooh, what's that? Oh, yeah. He's already reminding us a little bit of his brother, Bebe, who also loves his foods. So it's kind of fun to see that. The first time we offered it to him, he was very interested in it and ate all of it. So we also believe that he's started eating a little bit of the bamboo. This is pretty much right on schedule. We usually say about 5 to 6 months before they start eating solids, and he's right in that time frame. We'll eventually start offering the full diet, which includes the processed soy biscuits, sweet potato, apple, and carrot. But we typically start off with the softer foods. We might eventually move to the biscuits with wetting them down a little bit so that they're softer, easier for him to consume. But he's still primarily getting his nutrition from his mother. When he was first born, he would nurse every 2 to 3 hours. And right now we believe it's once or twice a day that he's nursing. Again, that's perfectly normal. When they're younger, they tend to have these more frequent but shorter duration bouts of nursing. And as they get older, the number of bouts starts to go away, but the duration, how long they take, can go longer. So sometimes when he nurses, it can be 10 or 15 minutes that he'll nurse in one sitting. He's also very noisy, which I personally find to be really cute. I know some of the other keepers on our team, they don't like the sound of the smacking lips, but I think it's really adorable. Oh, you see the camera? What are you doing? So the good thing is, obviously, you can tell we're right in here with him. He is not concerned about us being here. We make sure that we try to develop these really good relationships with our animals. It's beneficial in a number of ways, but primarily by creating this positive interaction and creating a situation where the animal enjoys being around us. The main benefit for that is that as he gets older, we can no longer enter the enclosure with him. He's still going to be willing to follow me. If I open a door, he'll shift through it because he knows he's going to get food. So it creates that really personal bond with the animal. It makes it much more easy for me to do my job, especially since we do not go in with the adult pandas. So our 2 adults, Mei Xiang and Tian Tian, keepers do not enter the same space with them. They are bears. Giant pandas are a bear. They can break a 3-inch diameter piece of bamboo in their mouth in one bite, so we do not want to be in the same space with them. The cubs, we typically stay in with them up to a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on each individual animal. But eventually we'll need to move to what we call protected contact, meaning that we are not in with the animal. So having this really great bond with him where he knows to look to us for food, he knows to look to us for sort of companionship, it makes it so much easier for us to do our job and less stressful on the animal. So it's one of the reasons that we do enter the enclosure with the younger animals. He doesn't necessarily need me in here, but like I said, it's a really good tool for us to get the animal, in particular this guy, get him ready for when we're not in with him anymore and get him excited about, shifting or doing whatever we might ask him to do. Eventually, we will move to training, just like we do with our 2 adults, and we've done with all the other panda cubs we have here. So we'll train him on the same behaviors, blood draws, laying down, putting paws up, just so we can keep a good look at him, make sure everything's going okay. Right now we have, he's doing fantastic. We actually weighed him this morning. Currently weighs about 22 pounds, I believe. So he's doing really well. He's growing, we estimate about a little over a pound every week. So that's almost exactly what his other siblings did in their lives. I don't really know why he decides he needs to climb on the rocks while he eats, but he does this quite a bit. Oh, what'd you see him? Yeah, you see the camera? Oh, sweet potato is delicious. Our adults also love cooked sweet potato. It's definitely one of their favorite items. I'm not surprised that he likes it. And Meishong will be happy too, because you can see he's not super great about getting all of it up. So when we do let Meishong back in, she will get the chance to clean up the leftovers that he leaves behind. And also he's probably gonna have sweet potato all over him, because apparently in order to eat sweet potato, you need to stand in it. So he'll have it all over himself. So maybe his mommy will come in and lick it off him as well. She's gonna get snacks, so she doesn't mind it. What are you doing? There's sweet potato over there. What are you doing? Oh, you're so silly. Nothing like eating your sweet potato upside down. You trying to flip it over? What are you doing? I need to go see the camera. No, we're not gonna eat the camera. Why don't you come over here? We don't eat cameras. They're expensive. Right? Good boy. Come here, bud. What do you think about this thing? Yeah. So we have a lot of different items. Most of them are either a hard plastic or a softer type of rubber thing. Some of the toys, we have to be careful about leaving them in because the adults will destroy them. So this toy that I'm currently giving him, we don't leave in when his mother shifts in, because she has a bad tendency to bite them. As I said earlier, they have incredible jaw strength, so she can go right through that if she wants. And then this green toy, it's too soft. So again, if Meishong were to get a hold of it, she could actually rip it apart, and we would prefer that not to happen. So we pretty much only let the little guy have these toys. Right, Bubba? Ooh. Ooh, that was loud. It's like, I'm done with toys. Let me see if there's any more sweet potato. Hi. What are you doing? Sometimes when he does come over to sniff, he does occasionally like to, mouth us a little bit. I sort of like to say it's a little bit like a puppy. He's just sort of investigating the world, and sometimes he puts his mouth on things. Obviously, we are not encouraging that behavior, but we're not overly concerned about it right now. You can see he's mouthing this toy. He's not biting it very hard. He just wants to see what it is. Maybe he wants to play tug of war. Oh yeah, you play tug of war? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you're very strong. You're very strong. Earlier today, actually, I was in here sweeping, and he decided that he needed to help me do that. So I was trying to sweep with a panda attached to my broom, which was not exactly the easiest thing for me to do. So, it took me a little longer than normal, but I'm not going to complain when I get to play with a baby panda. You're so cute. What? You like it? You like the toy? Get it? Oh my goodness. Oh, you're very strong. You want it? Oh, you got it from me. You won. Yay, you won. All right, everyone. So I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. I love getting to show these guys off to all of you, especially our new guy here. He is obviously a lot of fun to be with. Super cute, all the things that you would think about with a baby panda. But we do need to go ahead and leave him now. We need to go ahead and make sure that we get his mother back to him. She's probably okay with us not being with her cub, but we do need to get moving and get set up so that she can come in for the night. So thank you all so much. I hope you all enjoyed this, and we really can't wait until we can get you all back inside the park so you can see these guys up close on your own. On top of being one of the most lovable and striking animals on Earth, giant pandas are ambassadors for conservation. Working closely with colleagues in China, our Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute has studied giant pandas for almost 50 years, helping advance conservation efforts around the world. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to close to the public again. But even during this time when our gates are closed, our team is still here, caring for animals and working to study and help save species. Now more than ever, we need your support. If you are in a position to help, we greatly appreciate your donation. Visit nationalzoo.si.edu. On behalf of our entire team, and from Giant Pandas Tian Tian, Mei Xiang, and Xiao Qi Ji, thank you.